Find a comfortable position. Focus on your breathing. Try to slow down your breathing cycle as you slow down your thoughts and return your awareness to its source. Return your awareness to reality. Return your awareness to the truth. Return your awareness to silence. And as you become silent, try to become aware of that intelligence that's inside of you right now, that is translating reality in these very moments. If you want to emphasize the presence of that intelligence, just be silent for a moment and then allow yourself to think any thought, whatever comes to mind first. And then ask yourself, who decided that I should think this thought? Why am I thinking this thought out of all the possible thoughts that I could have been thinking? Or you can choose a letter and ask yourself, who chose that letter? Based on what formula? And this will allow your imagination to realize that there is an intelligence present within you right now. And that presence, that intelligence, is interpreting the very words that I'm saying. That intelligence has been interpreting the circumstances of your life ever since you were born. But the knowledge accumulated, the experience that you accumulated in your life are guiding that intelligence in order to make sense of reality, in order to figure out what it is that we're trying to perceive. That intelligence that's present within us right now is the deciding factor of what our life is going to be. There is no other force that can override the impact of that intelligence on the destiny of our life. And so as we become aware of that intelligence, as we realize through the intelligence of that intelligence that it must exist, otherwise what we're experiencing couldn't have been taking place. So as we become more aware of that intelligence, we learn that to have the right relationship with that intelligence, to become conscious of the true impact that it has in our existence, is the source of liberation. Because liberation means that the intelligence within us becomes at peace, befriends the collective intelligence that's within the entire universe. As long as we're in conflict, as long as the individual intelligence that's designing our lives is in conflict with the collective intelligence that designed the environment within which we exist, then we cannot find peace, we cannot find our true nature. We can't feel safe. And so, as we become aware of the intelligence present within us that's guiding our destiny, that's guiding our thoughts, that's creating our experience out of all the different ingredients that come in from the senses, that come in from external sources. So this intelligence interprets those ingredients, interprets those events, interprets those behaviors, and creates our experience. And when it can create our experience in accordance with the intelligence that created it, then our experience will be guided by divine destiny. Then nothing and no one can stand in our way. And so as we become silent, we surrender our thoughts to the individual intelligence that's creating our thoughts. We surrender our thoughts to the silent presence of the spiritual force that thinks inside of us. And then, as we unite with our source, as our thoughts unite with the formula that makes them be the way that they are, then we can further surrender from the place of that intelligence to the ultimate intelligence that permeates the entire universe and all the dimensions. This intelligence is the nature of life, it's the nature of existence in all its different phases, in all its different potentials and possibilities. So as we surrender to the ultimate intelligence, we gain access to deeper understandings, deeper experiences, deeper truth. That is the original truth that always was. But we were distracted because our intelligence didn't realize its nature. Our intelligence was working for other purposes, was serving ideas, concepts, and beliefs that didn't turn out to be in the benefit of the Spirit. So allow your intelligence to realize itself and to reconnect to its source, to reconnect to the source of all intelligence, the source of all existence, the source of all being, the source that gives life to all that have life, the source that's alive within all that live. So undifferentiate yourself from all other existence. Unite with them as one. Realize the nature of the relationship between you, the one perceiving, and you, the intelligence that's driving that perception, and you, the collective universe that shares existence together. All of them are you, just different perspectives. And how you identify is how you experience. How you think of yourself, that's the reality you're going to think you're in. And you're going to interact with that reality in your imagination. And so allow your stillness to become a realization of the intelligence, to become a realization of the power, of the depth, of the complexity, of what you inhabit, of what you express as a being, of what you represent to the world and to yourself. Realize that every time you think, you are addressing that intelligence in thought, and then perceiving yourself as that thought. And that creates associations. That creates biological reactions. That creates the feeling that you have inside your heart. The heart responds to every thought, to every idea, to every symbol. The associations get awoken within the spirit, and as they awake, the heart feels different. The heart experiences life in accordance with those associations that we randomly created, because we invested identity in the wrong things, because we misunderstood. We created an identity around matter, and that creates positive and negative associations that are constantly getting triggered, constantly expressing themselves from our intelligence and affecting our heart. So return this intelligence to the realization that its task is to protect the heart from any suffering, to protect the heart from any pain. That's why it has intelligence, because the heart is the root of life. And so if the brain wants to have the proper chemical balance, it needs to learn how to protect the heart. It needs to realize the nature of that relationship. So allow your intelligence to produce silence so that you can reconnect with your heart, so that your heart can heal, so that your nerves can relax, so that you can come back to your natural state and remember your nature. Your nature is hidden beneath all your experiences. From the moment you started interacting with human beings, you started receiving their personality. You started emulating their behavior. You started becoming them in your little mind. And now we want to go back to a place that's beyond emulating anybody or anything. I want to go back to a place that's pure and holy to you alone. A place that is the true nature of what you deserve, of why you were created, of what the relationship of the one who created you is to the one who was created. To understand the real principles that are directing your experience, that are causing you to feel how you feel, about yourself and about life. And so everything that happened in your life, all the circumstances, were happening to someone that is not any of those circumstances. And that someone was either being satisfied with the circumstances or was being ruined, was being frustrated. And so we want to rediscover that someone before he got frustrated. We want to know that someone, how was he, or how was she, when they were completely clean, when they were completely in love with existence. When all they wanted was to fill their role in this experience and gain the deepest interaction that they can with reality while they still have the physical body, so that they can make a difference that's meaningful to them in the eternal experience that we have commenced. And so allow your intelligence to return to its nature. The nature that is before experience, the nature that is before circumstances, the nature that is empty of any opinions. And see yourself from there. See if you can find a reason there not to love yourself. A place where there is no reason, a place where there are no stories. See if all the arguments that have caused you to lose calm, to lose peace, are all that meaningful in that place, in that truth, in that source. So allow yourself to discover the true nature of thought, the nature of the mind, the nature of human projections. Don't fall for your own projections. Don't waste your life running after your imagination, because your imagination cannot reward you. So allow your intelligence to become aware of itself, independent of time and independent of anything that can be perceived by the senses. Allow yourself to become aware of yourself. Allow yourself to return to being a loyal guardian of the truth, a loyal guardian of your body, a loyal guardian of reality. Allow yourself to remember who you really are, what's really important to you, what does this experience mean to you, what would you like to get out of it, what do you think is most important. So, by coming back to silence, become aware of your true nature. Become aware of those things that were real inside of you until you got distracted by other things. So allow yourself to come back to your true nature. Allow yourself to become silent.